All right. Well, today I'm going to try to finish up the fuel system and start some of the wiring. I have to mount my hard line for the return, and then I gotta put a hole in the gas tank for the return bulkhead fitting, and then I have to just put the gas tank in and connect everything up. So that's that, and then I will start to do the wiring, and we'll see what happens with that. So sit back, relax, and hopefully don't laugh at me too much. So there we go. Right now I want to make sure that my piece of parts fit in there. I am putting the first gasket on for the exterior, and then I guess I gotta go one more. So better to do it too little than not enough in this case. And if you notice, I use the old plug-in drill made in America for this. Try to do that whenever I can. It just makes me happier. All right, so there we go. I'm gonna have the fitting turned that way, so then when I bring the return in, it hits right there. And then I'm going to put that other piece of part on there. See if we can get this thing tightened up. Tighten up. I think the first step is to get the gasket on. Which I have done successfully, and it's not seeming to fall to the bottom of the ocean here. And there we go. We're on our way to having a return in the tank. Thank God. And there we go. Voila. Now it says to put this, it also says to put it from the top of the tank, but I can't really get to the top of the tank, and so I put it right here. So now I got to figure out how to dump it down in, but I wanted to get that part done. So we got the fitting in the tank. All right, well, I seem to be missing one of the 3/8 Earl's Vapor Guard fittings. What they want you to do is attach it to the inside on that bulkhead and have it down towards the bottom of the tank, so it stays submerged in the tank. So I think I'm gonna have to order one, which sort of bullocks the whole getting her done today, but it's not going to prevent me from continuing on. I have to put the hard line in, and we can definitely put the rest of everything else in, and then I'll go back through my parts. Maybe I haven't, maybe I sat it down somewhere, but we'll find it. But anyways, it's good to know that I got the return in, so now we can bog it on. So I appreciate it. All right, what I decided to do is start to put together the fuel pump with the fuel filters that Holley wants you to have a pre-filter and a post-filter. Once I get it put together, I'll know what size of a bracket I need to mount the whole thing. And then once I have that, then I can go figure out where to put it in the car. So that's my next move. I'm going to start assembling the fumbling, bumbling fuel pump. Hopefully it doesn't stumble and bumble, but that's what we're doing. Alright, it appears that the first thing I need to do is install the inlet and the outlet on my fuel pump, which, by the way, says made in the USA. So imagine that, made in the USA. That's what I'm talking about. It says to put a brass seal ring washer between the fitting and the pump in both directions. So that's what I'm going to do. Find both. So there's one barb fitting so that we can use the old Earl's fuel pressure line and be good to go. Seal. Arc. Look at that. Both of the fuel filters are made in the USA also. Well, I'll be a monkey's uncle. So the small one is the pre, and the large one is the post. Fuel flows per the arrow, All right, so I went and got my wrenches to tighten up the pump. The pump body itself is a 9/16 and the barb fitting is a 5/8. I'm gonna just not crank it too hard, but get it tight to the other end. Hopefully we won't have any leaks. All right, so there we go. So we have that done. That, put that up and get my choppers and some wine. All right, so I cut the first piece because I forgot to turn it on, but I cut it long enough so that it can have full engagement on both barbs, but not be touching in the center. And I'll do the same thing with these two. And again, it's not scientific, but you know, I'm trying to keep it as tight as I possibly can so that I'm not taking up too much room. Oops, come here, little son of a bitch. All right, so I got my Got my lines. It says to slip this over the pump. I guess this quiets it down. I want to do that now before I hook everything together. The vibration isolation. See how it fits in here. So there you go. See, so it should be not shaking and rattling and rolling everything, but we will know once we mount it up. There you go. Got which way it's pumping. I'm a dumb ass. I'm pretty sure I know which way, but that'll be cut out. Maybe not. I don't know. Flow goes towards the electric terminals, so that's the out. That's pressure outside. All right. So. There we go. There we go. There we go. All right. Now I need some hose clamps. It also says to make sure you mount it below the lowest level of the tank, so it's gravity fed, because this is a pusher pump, not a puller. So you need to make sure I do that as well when we're figuring out where to put it. Assembling these little sub units. Going in the right direction. Yes, I am. It's also both of the pre-filter and the post-filter are Napa brand, Napa Gold. So that was interesting, and it's made in America. And we'll continue tightening until it is tight. Imagine that. I do not want any fuel leaks. Alright, there we go. Next step is crawl under there and see if I can find a spot for it. Which I should be able to, but it's quite the contraption. I didn't think it would be that long. But, I'll support this, and that should support these. Then I'll figure out where I'm going to mount it. That's what I'm going to do now. Alright, there's my fuel pump and the filter setup. I'm getting down here to figure out how far down it needs to hang in order to be below the lowest portion of the tank. So, right there is the fuel line going to the throttle body. Right there is a plug for the sending unit, and I measured it. The tank's about 11, hangs down about 11 inches from there. So that means it's gonna sit down. It's gonna have to go right there. I don't care who you are. So there's 10 inches. I'm going to go right to there. 10 inches is way down here. I don't think I can hang it down that low. It'll get caught on something. So what I think I'm going to have to do is make a bracket that sits on the frame rail, and we'll figure that out. Frame rail, and there's the direction that it has to go in. Maybe I can just mount it on the frame rail. Look at that. That might be the easiest. Just get like a little angle. Maybe even just hang it down just a little bit. I'm gonna have to put the tank in, I think, to make sure that it'll fit. But I think that may do the trick. It won't be totally lower, but it should be pretty much lower. Try to keep it away from the exhaust too. So, all right. Well, that looks fairly doable. Now I just got to figure out some kind of giddy up. And okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I want to get at least an inch or so on here, even though this is low pressure. All right, so I got it on there. I just got to tighten up the clamp. I don't know if you can see it or not, but there we go. Just going to tighten that puppy up, and then I'll probably work on bending this a little bit closer to the frame rail. One more time. There it is, and you see the line gets a little close to that header there, so I think. All right, I'd taken off for a little bit, but I was getting some redneck paraphernalia. I went and got some hose clamps and some zip ties, screwdriver, and some dikes, because what I like to do is just get this positioned and attached pretty good, and then hook it up, and then I'll figure out where I need to put my brackets or hangers or whatever you want to call them. So what I think I'm going to do is put some zip ties right here, so that it's zip tied to the vent, and we'll go from there. So, and they're both steel lines, so I shouldn't have to worry about dielectric or any of that other crap. And like I said, I'm going to go back and put some 3/8. I got them right here. These things. But between now and then, it may be a while. So I got that there. All right, I am going to work on installing the hard line now, so that I have a good idea where that all goes. I can cut off the hose and start working it towards the back of the car. So that's what I'm up to. I just got to get down under here, and we'll go from there. I think what I'm going to do is put the line up, and then I'm going to center punch some holes to drill for the brackets, and we'll go from there. Get my center punch. right. Plop, 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 fizz, fizz. Bring it back this way so I can feed it through the transmission bracket. Watch me struggle. See what I'm doing. Alright, so let me get it over that bracket, and then I gotta feed it back through there so that I have enough room to slide this end through the transmission. So cross member, which I can do if I very carefully. Oh man, that's what's going on. I got the brake line inside. Just gonna run it right back this way. Then it's a free range chicken. Alright, so then gonna turn the light around. Alright, so I got it fed through there. And then, hopefully you can see where I'm going with this, right up in there. But I got to go through the cross member, and the legs don't want to work on the flexible legs of death. There we go. All right. So now I come up through the transmission, and lo and behold, bada bing, bada boom. There we go. I don't know if you can see that. That's where I want the return line to go. Right there. And then you got to get the back to lay flat, but this is where I want it. I want it over the transmission bracket. But if I got to take that off, which I'm gonna have to because my transmission is leaking like a sieve, then I don't have to take out the return line. So there we go. Hopefully you see it. I can't really tell if you can or not, but right there it is. That's where I'm gonna have it finish. Now we gotta go back here, and I got the cord right there on my neck, trying to kill myself. Not really. There, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. Leave it back far enough to get a wide view of it. So, this is where we left off the other day. So, let me get it mounted in between the frame rail. There we go. I hit it. Got it. So, and that's where I'm going to have it come out. I'm going to mount it right there. Then the fuel line will go from there over to the top. and connect into the return that I just installed in the tank earlier. So, with that being said, I can now plop off this hose to get it out of the way. But see how it rides up? It's in between the frame rail and the chassis and the body. So here we go. It's light. Let there be light, and there was light. All right, so there it is. Put it up here by the nasty old transmission juice. All right, hopefully, everybody can see what I'm doing. Including myself. So, here's the hose. I want to keep it away from the headers naturally, but I want to have enough to connect to this. So that's going to set right in there. About this, I'm going to measure to see how far over the fuel neck is to the frame rail, so I know how much, so I can measure the tank and see if it'll, see how far over it goes. So just 1 minute. All right, I attached the high pressure line, not the high pressure line, but the 3/8 hose to the hard line up at the front, and now I need to put the 3/8 hose over the axle and away from the exhaust so that it can tie into the hard line. And while I'm at it, I'm going to put the breather hose on since it's right there, and that'll probably be something good to zip tie to keep it away from the exhaust. So that's what I'm doing right now here underneath the car. Hopefully you can see this because it is right there, right above that. I don't know. I'm gonna try and move you so that you can see where I'm at, what I'm working on, and get enough light up in there. I think, yeah, I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm trying to get you enough light. That's sort of dark. How's that? All right. Now we're cooking with gas. Now I just can't get to where I need to get, but hey, we'll figure that out. No need to piss and moan. We're going to figure this out. So that line goes from there, and then it goes around and down behind the spring pocket. I don't know if I can get that to do that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try and go in front of the spring pocket with the line. So wish me luck and all that other good stuff. Trying to make sure I don't lay on anything. It always hurts for some reason. So if I can get enough light in there, said shed some light on this. It appears that there's a hole there just made for me. I'm trying to make sure I got enough hose and try not to knock my iPhone over to get over to the return side of the tank that I did earlier. And it appears that I do have enough line now, and I can cut it off, and then I can, well, I can't cut it off, but I'll cut it off once I get over there to get it mounted up. But I just want to make sure I don't short myself any. All right, and then again, I'm gonna have to put some brackets in there, but for the most part, we're gonna stay away because I'm gonna zip tie it up there, and I should do that right now so I don't forget, or I'll zip tie it as soon as I get that hose on. Sounds like a better idea. put one right there, bracket, and then wrap it around the tank to get to the return. We're good to go. That's good. All right, one more thing done. All right, so fished it over the axle, got it attached to the breather with the tie strap to keep it from moving around. Next trick is to get it onto the hard line, which is going to be fun. Hopefully you can see that. But it's supposed to be fun so it doesn't come off easy. Got to decide where to cut it. And as you can see, the hard line ends right there. And the hose is going to end right about here. Make sure I try and get it as square as I possibly can. And there we go. So, one more thing done. Now we just got to get it cinched up and we'll be good to go. Not really, we still got a lot to do, but we're definitely getting there now. Definitely. I made those swedges and they're doing their job. I can't even hardly get the hose on, let alone worry about it coming off. So I think we're getting there. Well, I think I'm going to stop right here. Today I've gotten the fuel pump put together, got the return line sort of plumbed. I got it, the actual hose to hard pipe to hose installed, and I think that's it. So hopefully you like it. You know, do the whole please subscribe and like. Thank you and have a great week.